God's sake, done it again. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's set up fine. Okay. Welcome back to Factorio. Oh, that's actually quite loud. Alright. So I haven't really done anything since last time. I took away all of the radars from around the place, including the random one up here. I also realised I hadn't taken the trees out from this line of track by accident, so I've taken those out. And I still don't really know what the hell I'm going to do here, but about getting resources from here to here. I think I have an idea about how to get them back again at the moment. So I'm going to kind of focus on that to begin with, and hope for the best. The good news is, my stacking thing is working. You have some trains stacked up, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's basically everything. And a whole bunch of green trains stacked up too. I feel that needs to disappear. I guess it doesn't actually matter, does it? Oh well. Yeah. So something. Let's get on with making the science loading thing for now. So I started copying a piece of track down to use. Yeah, I'm just gonna build this out for now. My track. Let me let them all finished. So I have no idea how far I actually need to go down here, so I'm just going to go away. Hope for the best. It's quite long. I'm impressed I got that far without needing to hold shift down. Alright, let's stop there, because it's getting quite close to the red signs. It's almost like I did that intentionally. It actually fits rather nicely. Yeah, neatly. Not nicely. Bad English. I am still a little bit tired today, so expect me to make some silly mistakes as usual. The trees. Wow, there's just nothing in this entire line. I think I actually cleaned up a bunch, because I knew I was doing that. I think I cleaned up a bunch of the trees, if memory serves. That'll be why there's nothing down there to get in the way so far. Right, let's go place our first stop. I'm going to place it basically at the end of this current track. And then let's get the train to move down and hope I put enough track in. I don't really need it trying to load up loads of whatever it's called. Nuclear fuel into the train. It likes doing when I don't do things wrong. Carry on with my naming convention. I don't put space in there. I didn't mean to delete that. Okay, train. come down. Empty cargo. Item count of that is larger than. What am I doing? 200 times 80 times 200. 3.2 million. I'm basically just going to use the same broad numbers. Let's do 4 million to make my life easier. Because I know this train can take a lot more science than that, but I think I worked out we're talking months to fill it a single train, and I really can't bother to run this for months. I don't. Once I get to a point, I'm just going to run it for a few weeks to make sure it's stable, and then maybe do a bit of a catch-up after that. Yeah, I don't plan to do a huge amount for it. Right. So while I'm here, what I need to go and do is steal that. I don't think I can do it remotely. No, I can't. So while the train moves, I'm going to go steal one of the loading things to like use. And try not to get run over by the train. Where is the train? Let's go up this way. That is surprisingly hardcore. Oh yeah, 78% on 131 million at 1,000 a minute. Not even 1,000 minutes, 800 a minute, isn't it? I may have left this running quite a long time by now. Also, look how close this is to the billion product finish mark. It's getting there. That's kind of scary as well. Probably worth stealing the train stop so they have a reference point. Now, that's annoying. Okay, copy it all back the other way now. Copy. Hold shift to make sure I can clear out the station name so I don't cause myself problems. Run all the way back again. In theory, I've got enough warehouses and stuff to put these down, I hope? Question mark, maybe? Hopefully. White train gone. Okay, so I was a little bit over, but not too far. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. So in theory, if I put an equivalent sized one of those in the end up here, it should be far enough to stack the train up properly all the way through. I hope. Sure it will be. In theory, this might be the last one of these I actually need to do. Which is kind of sad, but also kind of cool. I'm going to run along and do this differently, because I want to see what's going on at this end. Because I want to make sure I line that up. Yeah. I forget how long these things are. Ah, how further do I have to go? Still going. Oh, there we go. We're at the last train. Cool. The last thing I need to do on these is really change the loading method. Yeah. How am I going to do this? I really want to split the science up quite evenly. I didn't take away the trees around most of this. Must have been really slacking when I was going around doing tree hunting. Maybe I just completely forgot to do this bit. Yeah, because my original theory was I just oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't want to do anything complicated because I'm already struggling on the UPS front. So what's the simplest way of ensuring I get like an even distribution of white science across this train? Hmm. I mean, the obvious way is to go and put down not put down, set a limit on all of the carriages to a certain amount of stacks, and that stack correlates kind of perfectly with where I want it to be. Bit of a pain in the ass to do though, considering there are 1,000 cars on this train. I was kind of thinking, because of the way I was doing it, I didn't really care how it loaded. To some extent I don't care, but I also do really care apparently. I want it nice and even. Yeah, so I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. Like, there are certainly options, but none of them seem particularly ideal somehow. Hang on a minute. 4 million science divided by 200. So it's 10 stacks in each car. It also means if I actually let it like run in the natural way, I'd only ever fill up what? Eighth doesn't go in nicely. 25 cars, and that would get me my 4 million science in each stop. And that kind of just, yeah, defeats the point of having a train. The other obvious way is to then just let the thing fully saturate, but it'll literally be months. And although I've got no issues with running the server for months to do it, it'd just be nice to see the result of it, like, sometime at some point, and not just have to wait months for everything to happen. Yeah, so I think I'm going to just end up limiting these to 10, which kind of sucks, but I think that's probably the best way to do it. So, 20, 4, so, 1 train, because of course it's loading into 2 cars, and each has 10, 2 trains, 3 trains, 4 trains, 5 trains. Copy and paste this all the way along. Let's run all the way back this way and do it this way. This is just going to be a lot of running. Probably actually check you're working, you are. I just had to run all the way along here and set it's 10. Just, yeah. It's a shame this isn't going to work. Wow. I don't know. Maybe I just... yeah. I don't know. I think in the ideal world I'd leave it for the months. But I kind of like just to show in like a couple of weeks time what the actual result of this is. And just kind of be, I wouldn't say done with it is the wrong word, but satisfied with where I've gotten to, let's put it that way. That should be everything. Let's hope that's everything. I have no idea if it is. At the end of the day, it's not a big deal if it's not. So, the next part of this is, of course, getting the science from my little rocket island over here. Shock horror. I'm going to train it in. Like, I've trained everything else around, so why the hell should I stop now? I'm vaguely debating about whether I trained these guys over. Would require a lot of trains. Yeah. So, I'll decide that one at some point. Right. So, in terms of... just scratch that. I knew that was coming. Why did I know that was coming? Let's finish building this bit of track. Start getting things lined up. Okay. How long is that? So just above the cold deposit. That should therefore work. Come on, thank you. Perfect. Now play my usual game of get rid of random stuff in my inventory and clear out trees. I may as well just do this today. I'm just gonna sit there and do all the tree destroying on stream rather than take it offline. Because, like I said, hopefully I'll come back with maybe a bit of an optimization one. This theory should be the last one. We'll definitely do something to set, like, let everyone know whether it worked. I don't know why yet. Yeah, well said actually. I hadn't really thought that this would be. Guess that means I also need to work out what I'm going to do next. Don't know. Alright. Apparently I lost some robots. Oh, I actually managed to stop at the right spot for once. Right, there we go. Okay. I'm going to use my usual game, which is manually drive the train forwards. And stop it, and then manually drive it, and blah 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 blah. Thankfully, despite the weight and the slow speed at which this thing starts, it stopped quite well. I guess they've got to do that for, like, calculation reasons of making sure they know where to stop the train in terms of signaling. Stop. Alright, there we go. And that represents where number 2 is going to go. We're actually all the way around the corner. Right. Run all the way back. Go all the way along to the end. Okay. Oh, there's me. There's me lost robot. Welcome back, robot. Poor guy. There goes the other half of the train. Bye bye, other half of the train. Right. It's quite hard to work out exactly where these trains want to stop. Number 3. Run all the way back for the 3rd time. I'm doing it like this because I get a more accurate spot on where the train actually wants to stop. Whereas if I carried on with number 2, it's kind of an iterative effect that the first one's slightly off, therefore every other one after it's slightly off. So I'm hoping this will be a more accurate way of ensuring that this works for me. Bye bye, other part of the train. I'm still betting this stop is going to end up in the middle of that lake, though. I'm going quite high. Very heavy music tonight on this selection. I might have to change selection in a minute. Where do we end up? Not too bad. In theory, that's the last one as well. That's the end of the train. Alright, last one. And then I'll just run the train, set the conditions up and run the train round just to check it actually is going to work. You need to put radars down. I'm really terrible at doing that recently. Train moves a second. Let me go grab elbows. A bit of track. And actually, stop. Yeah. And apparently I was out of those. Hopefully I had enough. I guess I'll find out when I next run back along. Doesn't feel like 1.1 megawatts of power is really enough for a train. Pretty sure trains use like a lot more than that usually. I don't think of a good number. I used to work in the train industry, so I should know that, but I really don't know what motor powers were on bogies. But yeah. So where did that actually end up? Ooh, interesting. Not as far along as I was expecting. It's quite good. I ain't gonna put too much track down. Not that I really care. Probably if I was trying to be really optimal on UPS, they'll do it, but blah to that. This whole project is against UPS efficiency. Three. Item count. Item count. Item count. Item count. White science. White science. White science. What are equal to? No, I can't use full cargo here because of course I'm not filling the whole train. That's 80 million. That's too many zeros. Nope, that's definitely not the right number. I need another zero. 20 million. Right. Let me set you off, and let's check if you actually work. Meanwhile, I will start getting my track arranged for the next bit. So what I'm thinking, and I know this is somewhat unnecessary, I'm going to extend my utility track. Should we call it utility track? All the way down here. Up here somewhere. As I said, I know this is somewhat unnecessary. Oops, that's not what I wanted to actually do. But I figured I may as well just use this, carry on using this track. This also gives me power. Put radars down. Radars when I get to the top of this. Radars when I get to the top of this. If I repeat enough times, I'll remember to do it. Probably not. I've tried that tactic before, it really doesn't work for me. Wow, this is a very long way up. Right. 3 hours, before I get sidetracked by killing trees. Let's face it, we all know killing trees is a worthy reason to get sidetracked, but I really shouldn't right this second. I have other things to attend to. Weird. Every other one so far hasn't actually worked out very nicely when I've done that. I mean, I say weird in a... I was almost about to say weird in a weird way. That is definitely not the right terminology to use. And server is saving. down. So, power pole wise, I can take out that line. That line I have to leave for now. So I'm just looking at this, thinking I probably want a full roundabout in this. The reason for that is, of course, a bunch of the stuff I need is down here. There's only satellites and thingies that are up here, and I need low density structures, which are somewhere in here, and rocket fuel, which is somewhere down here. I can't remember what they are now. Yeah, I need to go down as well. Okay. The next thing I was thinking was find that set of power poles. Put in another one of these here. Like that. I know I normally go after the trees, but I really don't want them right this second. Right. So then what I'm thinking is, can we like this? Apart from I'll get to a point. Well, I'll have to use this track instead. Excuse me. Passenger train. Okay. That then, of course. Let's do a thinking corner. Okay. There we go. I'll leave that in for now. Okay. The other thing this means I can do is take out a bunch of the power poles up here. I don't need this row anymore. I also don't need any of the ones along here. Because of course this power pole is running along warehouses, are they called? Yeah, warehouses, because storehouse is the smaller one. Apparently I missed some wood. Right. Gets all that powered. Power then transfers down here and goes everywhere else, which is perfect. Okay. Actually, let's carry on up here for a minute. Grab more track. Okay. I'm going to take back the track a little bit here. I think that's probably too much, but to go with it. The station here. You know what? Let's put 2 stations here. Go be a little bit fancy. Right. Right, science, unload. 1 train, train. So I'm not planning to make these trains very long because there's a lot of science in each of them. So I'm probably only going to do 1, 2, 1. Is what I'm thinking. Okay. That should work like that. Power like that. I'll need to get your fuel in here somehow. Fuel's probably better over here because all of these trains will go via here. So I think I'll do that, and that'll be useful that I've actually stacked it up on kind of the correct side of the track. The only complication to that is, of course, the fuel's over here and there's currently a train in the way. Minor problem. I may need to relocate the train at some point. Yeah. Okay. Actually. Thinking. Debating. I was debating, am I better off running these as 2 independent tracks, or am I better off running these as 2 normal tracks? I think the answer to that is 2 independent tracks. Yeah, I kind of knew that would happen. Right. Now I just got to work out how to signal this thing. So, out, out, in. That works. Might even be able to get away with that. Because that stops these 2 interfering each other as best they can. Yeah, that works. Okay. Tree killing time. Okay. So that gets that set up. Okay. What am I thinking next? Other end of it, I guess? Probably, maybe. Assuming that's where my thoughts are going. Right. So I need 4 sets of stations here. That work? I think I'm better off, however, doubling these ones out. Give me a bit more space. I'm also thinking better off like that for nuclear fuel unloading, which I can just copy and paste from here. And I haven't got all the stuff, of course. Yeah. There's me red chests. Okay. Right. So this is for the 3 inputs and the 1 output. Cool. Let's just run all these the same length. Nice and even. I also need to work out how the hell I'm going to signal this thing, because, oh boy, this is a bit more complicated. Tempted to say, start signaling that. I don't think I can. It's too compact. It's just mania, and that's just the way it's going to stay. If I did that, could I do something? No, it's still not enough space to do anything. Okay. It is what it is. There isn't, like I say, it isn't a huge throughput of trains. There'll be quite a big throughput of trains, I think. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, white science. Load. I also need one of you. Request a chest. What? Three. Then I want one of you. Like this. Perfect. Wait, what? Oh, I see. I haven't quite got it. Yeah, haven't quite got it square. Right, there's robots ready. So white science. Comes out down the back. Through a combiner. Oops. One too close. Okay. White science is getting out. Okay. So each of these needs one transport belt in. Okay. So I may as well. Run it in a very similar way. 3. Load in. Yeah. The next game we need to play is how long do I want to make each of these trains. I think I want to make these kind of as long as I almost can. Oops. Which is about there. Okay. No idea how many cars that is. Grab some trains. I'll do for now. How many is that? A nice number? 8. A very nice number. Trains. Yep, now train cars. Perfect. I probably should just send you round. Well, that lovely train can come and give me some fuel. Okay. I also need to put one of you along here. Okay. That works. 2 tracks separated. This one is fine on its own. Perfect. I was expecting it to turn up and then realised, no, hang on, it's got a very long train to go all the way through. So he's not going to turn up. Of course he's not going to turn up. Yeah. So I assume water trains? Yep. Can get through and get restocked. I also just realised I've missed something. I need another train stop similar to this, but for the satellites. I'm going to limit this chest. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. Let's go 180. Just there's enough to fill one of the... Oh, I'll just let it run. Load, unload, full cargo, time passed. Seconds. Empty cargo. There we go. Phone. Just crash then, phone. Fine. Having one of these days where it just wants to crash. I don't know what's wrong with my phone. Restart. Okay. Phew, that works. I need the right type of requester chest. Okay. Need another blue chest, which I literally just put away. Okay. I then need some more trains because I need to put down another train. That was probably the wrong choice of one to pick. And that's where I messed myself up again. Right. Why do I feel like you're not linked? What? Not linked, okay. Weird. It is giving me the link symbols, fine. Okay. Your white science. Satellite. Unload. I need an equivalent on the other side for loading. I'll do these one at a time rather than doing them all at once because it's just simpler that way. I want train tracks. That's the wrong way. That wants to go that way round. White science, satellites, load. Empty cargo. Full cargo or inactivity. Item count. That on there. So basically, it either goes when it's full, or it should never get full because there should only be 33 satellites on each run. And I know I've thrown a couple of extra in there just for saturation reasons. It'll make the whole thing run smoother. it should never reach a full cargo, so you need the second set of conditions just in case, basically. So you can go. It should appear over here. What? How many are in there? Did I have exactly 80 in there? Wow. It's a bit of a shocker. Apparently I did. Fair enough. I won't question that too hard. Just unexpected. Okay. Clean up trees. Wait for the robots to come in. Apparently I put quite a few in there. Right. Perfect. This one. Let's just name these things quick. I don't know what 3 of them are. White science. In this menu, rocket control, unload. Train name, white science. Fuel, unload. White science. Low density structure, unload. So I plan to run multiple trains on these, and I don't quite know how I'm going to stack these trains up. Because ideally, I should stack them up probably over the water, sort of over here somewhere. Sort of put stations down here and allow the trains to stack up behind for each of these types. That would probably work, actually. Let's go sort that out. The reason for that is because if I leave them on the main track, they're going to get each other's way. So I need to stack them somewhere not on the main track. Like this. 1, 2, 3. So let's call this waiting. Copy paste you across because it's easier just to change all the symbols. Rocket fuel. So I've got all 3. Good. One, two, three. you like that. And I need to work out there's a visualization thingy. 10 actually, isn't it? Okay. And in theory, if I plonk 2, 3. There. Perfect. Oh yeah. You. Okay. That will allow 3 trains in each of these. And then they can stack there while they wait for one of these to be ready to unload into. That allows some amount of train stacking. That means they would probably only need 1 loading station here. Get rid of lost trees. This should probably empty out the inventory because it's very, very full. Oh. I was getting so good at not doing that too. Why a lot of stone in this area? Alright, perfect. So, train inbound. Now, as there's only 10 in each car, these will load really, really quickly. The reason I'm saying it like that is because what I'm thinking white science needs load. Let's just turn the train off on that. What I'm thinking is, shall I make one of these? I don't really need to bother with stacking, I don't think. How many was that? 2 more. Right. That will get these loaded. Load. Not unload. Unload. Empty cargo, time passed. 5. Full cargo. So I'm pausing for a moment, because I'm sitting there thinking, in theory, they should all unload at some point and be back waiting for more stuff. The reason that's important is because that means I'm going to have loads of trains stacked over there. So what I need to do is probably build a stacker system. I just thought I did the signals wrong over here, didn't I? Yeah, I did. In theory, there should be one train in there, plus 3, so I can put 4 trains maximum on this system. So the reason I can't put more than that is because the train will stop too close, basically. If I built this slightly further away, I could have gotten a couple more in here, but that's my limit right now. Okay. Just put the 4 in there just to make myself happy. Okay. So there's no way that lot of trees are surviving.
This is a reminder. Shade the cleaner.
Random. Thank you, Alexa. It was intentionally set, by the way. It's just set once every 3 months, so I was a bit kind of like, what's going on here? Right, what's going on there? Why are you all messed up? Oh, right, I see. They're stacked up because they can't get back out. That's why they're there. That is an interesting point, though. How many trains could I potentially have stacked up and causing issues here? Theoretically, none. Because the way those trains are sat is where they're going to always sit. The next one along should sit here, because it can't get into the roundabout because it can't get out. And therefore it should back up, and it shouldn't cause any interference on the up and down lines. So it should be fine. I hope. Maybe. Possibly. Theoretically. Right. There is that done. So what I want to do quickly is build the rest of these trains and get them going. What I'm also thinking is I will not build chests here. Input priority that way. There we go. I don't think there's much point in buffering on this side. Like I said, I just don't really see a benefit to it. Right. So I just want you. The trains, but not the train fuel. Bugger off. Any trains? Any trains? Any trains? I need to stop all those moving. Okay. Load. 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 Okay. I'm probably going to have to move you again. To allow the thingy track. Allow the fuel train to come back through, because I suspect it's going to want to. Yeah, it does. Okay. You know what? Oh no. Ah. It's actually the right pain in the ass to get back to as well, because it's on the island. And the train's the wrong way around. Oh no. Can I get back? You can't go backwards. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take a train with me. Repair packs I need. I'll just take them all of it. Okay. Got plenty of fuel. Repair packs, because I'll probably need them at some point. We always seem to need them. Oops. Yeah, that's why I always need repair packs. That 9th or 10th death now? Should have started a death counter. Now for the long drive back. You know what? Server is saving. What I was about to do was go put the other half of that train on. Throw some fuel in it. So let's do that. So that it appears in the right spot. Here I could set up some stations on. Maybe I'm half tempted to do it now. I don't need to, it's only technically it isn't temporary. I will always need to get backwards and forwards across there. In theory, it's a permanent installation. I could even put rover ports across to allow me to... Why am I suddenly really tempted about this? Where are we even going at the moment? Oh, straight down, basically. Just dodge all of... Okay, I'm getting up repairing now. Yeah, I'm glad I got out and repaired that. Now I've got to play my game of, can I sneak through these? Yes, I can. I was about to start setting up train tracks and realised I can't do that. Sorry, train tracks, train stops. I need to go and get my stuff back. That. I'm back to full speed. Right. White zones. Let's do my usual player. Rocket Island. Mainland. And what I'm thinking, by Rocket Island, mainland, passenger present, passenger present. Rocket Island can have a time passed of 5 seconds to allow for thingy to load in. I actually need a time passed in both of these, don't I? To make sure I actually have time to get out and just don't get shuttle backwards and forwards constantly. Fucking blue chests. Where have you put blue chests this time? Robots. There they are. Right. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Back to what I was doing. Just bonking you down. Perfect. forgot that was going to move and start driving. Oh no. That's a problem. Physically couldn't get out. You need to be slightly further along. That means I can get in and out of both trains. Fine. Perfect. Solved. Problems. No more. Okay. Next stage is unload all 30 of these. Lucky me. It's not over unload. Okay. Two. You. Perfect. Then all I want is a whole mass of them. Take out the ones in the middle. Make things look a little bit neater. I was debating about whether I even need this section. I was like, you know what, leave it. Ignore it. I'm out of split redos too. I haven't got a thing for split redos. Okay. That allows all those to unload. Then, I just need to bring the trains down. So I don't see a point in having this quite this far out. Let's go one in, see? Apparently I'm out of signals. Pretty rare I'm actually out of signals. It's kind of novelty. Where the hell are they? There they are. Right. That'll give me the unload point up to there. Now I just need to carry on a little bit further. that should therefore work. Killing trees for a second. Perfect. Other than the fact I haven't killed all the trees yet. Still be some up here. Definitely need some killing. Alright, dump my inventory out. Did I actually bring coal? No, there is no coal. You guys can go in. Right, perfect. So I'm going toward the radar dish over here. The radar dish down here. Then, what I'm thinking, similar to how I usually do it, that's too far, like this. Yep, that'll do. I need stations. You know what, sod it, I'm going for an actual restock. I feel like I'm getting quite low on quite a few things. In theory, once I get all this done, and I unblock the railway, this should be white science ready to go. I think I was considering going conveyors to get all the stuff across, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, to be honest. Let's not actually stand there. I just realised I didn't actually ever clean these up, did I? There we go. As scuffed as this whole junction looks. You know what? No, so I'm alright. I was thinking I could clean it there up. Let's go killed again. And I was like, you know what, sod it, forget it. I can't be bothered. I don't actually want that many of those. Yeah, that should be everything I want. I'll collect more trains as I go. That'll do. All the way back down. Okay. Another thing I need to remember to do, I need to remember to have a stacking spot for these. I was doing the bottom one. Right. I'm actually going to build that in right now before I forget. Okay. Alright. Okay. Now I just need to make sure there's enough spots to get this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Almost like I planned it, and we know that didn't happen. So this is rocket fuel. Ooh, I need to be careful there. Because all these are on the same network. Final unload. It's final load actually, but let's ignore that. Theory means I know all the trains are actually occupied, so that wasn't an issue. Whew. Neither of these have trains, so that's fine. That was a bit close though. 4 trains. Basically, I just need one of these. There we go. That's that one set up. Alright, let's copy paste the you a long way back. Low density load. 4 of them. Perfect. Minor problem though. This isn't going to work. That needs to be one further out. And this one wants to be one further out again, I guess, just for symmetricalness. Alright, so that one's easy. Less nice, but possible. Right, so that gives me my 3 stacking plus the 1 in there, so that's the 4 I needed. You know, this lot of trees can just go. That thing ready to go, so now I just need to load more trains up, and I should be good to go. Theoretically. I do find it a little bit over the top that I've done that, but I don't really care. Right. Which station are you at? Fuel. Load. Waiting. Unload. Empty cargo. Time passed. 5 seconds. Full cargo. Inactivity. Item count. Those two are and. That is larger than 0. There's no conditions on that one. Perfect. Just for completeness, I am going to put an F on this, just so they're all associated nicely. Trains with no train fuel. Load. I need more trains. 1, 2, 3. Let's go with that number of trains. 2. 3. Oh, bugger. Where have all those gone? Going down here. Middle. Alright, good. Load. Is that all 4 of those? That is all 4 of those. So this one is low density structure, so we'll want load, wait, unload, time passed, empty cargo, 5 seconds, full cargo, inactivity, item count, those two together, and I want low density structures larger than. Load. 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 Send you around one last time. All the trains can sort themselves out. I'm not stood on the track, so I'm not going to get run over. Because that would never happen. Okay, you're full. You're stacking, waiting to stack up. So do I put a buffer in these? I'm kind of tempted to, you know. I think I should. Alright. In theory, I'll take you away. All this should just start up. Oh god, that's made everything lag quite badly. There it goes. To auto launch with cargo on all of them. So you know what? You know what, so let's just auto launch with cargo. I've seen enough of them fly off that I don't really need to. Even if it is quite a big moment. Here it goes. Oh my god, the way that they're all sort of colliding over the top of each other and making a weird arc is kind of weird. Don't think they really like you doing that. In theory... No, they're already all unloaded. Fair enough. In theory, that should turn red when it starts unloading. It does. Perfect. It's exactly what I wanted it to do. So I'll stop it launching the next one if the thing stacks up, which stops me wasting resources, which is always a good thing. One quick calculation. 80 times 2 times 2,000. 220,000 science in each of these trains. I'm even making enough, like... Doing 33 launches, it was only 33,000. It's going to take 10 launches to fill each of those trains. Oh boy. 10 run rounds of the train. Ouch. Oh well. However... What is output? Eight 7 to 8k a minute by the looks of it. Okay. Which is probably accurate for where I want to be. It's up at 34 at the individual pulse, which is probably what I want. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Yeah, so there all the trains are stacked up how they should be. Right, I see what's happening. I was considering this. Should I put in like one of those conditioning things? Did I not put a conditioning thing in all these? I did. Apparently, I just forgot to put it in these. Inactivity, item count, U larger than 0. That one wasn't. Right, there we go. That means it will guarantee it'll empty everything that's in the train. Right. Theory. $20,000 science, so each of these should produce 33,000 approximately. God, that looks weird. The way they overlap each other as they're going, because they're in such perfect sequence. Right, so I got 27,000 out of that, which there's probably 30,000, so minus the fact that I messed up the rocket controls, it's probably about right. I think that's where I need to be. So the next test is move this along to number 5. And I guess also put you at 2. That guy got stuck. Apparently he didn't manage to get through in time. Yeah, because it was sulfuric acid. I didn't have that on this first run, did I? So that's why I was low on... Hang on. Low on batteries. Ooh. Rocket fuel and low density should have been fine. You guys are blues and speed modules. I don't think there's anything about this that I should have messed up. It should have been the satellites that got messed up. Which I did actually see now that I think about it. Ooh. Got so much going on, it's starting to lag. Drop the speed a little bit. Almost messed up there. Good thing I was checking out where's the satellite train and then realised that it was nowhere to be found. Yes, washing machine, I can hear you beeping at me and I don't care because you're not unlocked yet. Yes, my washing machine has this fun game of it beeps at me to tell me, oh, I'm done. The problem is, it won't actually unlock itself for about 10 minutes so I can actually get anything out. So it just beeps at me incessantly until then. Because that's a clever design, isn't it? Now, while I'm out here, make sure the trees are clear of all my constructions. I'm just going to double check what this number ends up as. Probably should up those slightly to stop it doing running off with like a handful in them because a few of them have managed to stack up. Where am I? Along here. Seems a bit ridiculous. At the end of the day, I don't really care. I've got more than enough production of just about everything to deal with that, so yeah, who cares? Set that slightly high because, of course, the trains will get stuck for a while here. As you can see, some of the water and the steam trains are already starting to stack up, which is what I want it to do. There goes another water train. already started to get green stacked up again. That's promising. Okay, so this should be the last set of launches. It's just weird the way that graphics just shadows over itself, because of the way it sort of the bottom one appears to like appear on through it. It just messes with my head. It's quite cool, but just not a happy place for my head doing that. So this should be the full lot from 2 trains. 62,000. And I should have 65. So I'm 3,000 short. 22. 43 for some reason. Fair enough. 5. There's another 1k in these. Most of 1k in that. So that'll make it 33.5. So about 1,500 short. Minor problem. Why am I short? Set this train running again. Because this should then free this line, which is nice. Let me do this again quick. Retrain contents. $62k, so that'll give me a strong idea about how many I end up with. This one's rockets, isn't it? Yeah. So what I'm thinking do. No, hang on, it doesn't work. How do I make a counter again? I can just do this. Have 1. That. That I think would work. I want a definite counter of how many rocket control thingies. I should probably do that for each of them. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. This will give me an idea of how many I need, how many I'm getting. try and backtrack to what my problem might be. Because that does not appear to be quite right. Now, I might still be getting my 5,000 a minute out of this, and I don't really know that until I run it for longer. So it might not be an actual issue. It just concerns me that I'm really not somewhere off, because I'd usually be over on all of the numbers. Because of course the cars stack slightly more stuff in them, and therefore more stuff gets produced. So I should be over, and being under concerns me, especially since there's no reason I should be under. Because although I didn't have quite enough stuff for satellites in the first round, shouldn't have mattered because I dumped the extra satellites in, and that should have compensated. So, mildly concerning. In theory, I should only need 23,000 of each of these. Theoretically, that should be the end of those two. Yeah, because now I've got the little bit at the end. That's 23,000 rocket controllers. There's definitely the right number of rocket control units. It's all about how much science do I get. So what am I expecting? 60... Yeah, 62. 62,000 plus 33,500. 95. And 1,000, because apparently I can't add up. So 94,000, somewhere in the 94,000 mark should be where I am. Kind of scary to think they've already done 13 lots each. 2,200 left. So this should be the that should have been the last launch then, I guess. Yeah. Or maybe not. Ah, 2 off. That one's actually managed to launch. I think the reason this one manages to launch is it's got 2 undergrounds stacked up, whereas all the others have 1. Okay. That's 93. Sorry, 91. There's probably another 5k among the others, which puts me at 96. 96,000 minus 62,000 is 34,000, which is slightly over where I wanted to be. Perfect. So God knows why it's messed up then. Must just have been I was overestimating how much was in these. Okay. I'm going to run the train again. I need the toilet quick, so I'm going to BRB. However, I need to select new music first. You set my soul on fire. Baby, you set my soul on fire. You set my soul on fire. I'm back. Why do I feel like I didn't actually send the train round? I just got really sidetracked. Oh, I must have done because everything's moving. Nice. All the trains are stacked up how they should be. All these trains are gone because they've already managed to run through. Good. There's a lot of these being made. Perfect. Looks like everything's starting to work nicely. Can't actually quite read that. 112k, I think that says. We're not through all our stuff yet. Which is probably the other thing I should do. Let's do a bit of a stability check on... Yeah, these are in the system. I'll probably have to wait for it to finish sending rockets through though. It shouldn't be too long. $5,000 barrels? That sounds like a lot. Where are the 5,000 barrels? Why are there so many unused barrels? It's just a case that there are too many barrels in it. Weird. That's a lot of barrels though. Don't know. Wait, I actually managed to stack up too much rocket fuel. Wow. Fair enough. I guess rocket fuel is probably the one that's likely to stack up, so that's fine. Wait, low density structures are the limiting factor in this? Really? Ooh, interesting. Fair enough. Is there something wrong with the low density structures? That's weird. That's too many to already have stacked up that many. Something's gone wrong. What's gone wrong? Definitely none here. Definitely none there. Plastic but no steel. Plenty of copper, so that's not the issue. It's definitely the steel production that was the limiting factor. This apparently overproduces. Fair enough. Okay. No steel there. Empty cargo. Right, something's got messed up. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I need to go fix that. So that's what happened. Okay, well I'm glad I found that. So little stuff causes so many problems. It's fine, at least it's easy to fix and solve. Probably just double check that all the others are actually working properly as well, just in case something else is wrong. Basically just going to do that by checking how full these all are. They're relatively full. I'm fine with that. They're nowhere near full, which they should have. It should have messed up by now if it was going to. Okay. This is messed up as well. Okay, again, glad I checked. Okay. 500, 500, that sounds kind of low. Okay, it's just... Okay, fine. It's fine. That'll look fine. Okay, everything else looks fine. I think I'm good to go on everything else then. Good. just need to run up and down for these guys. I'll leave it to run around up and down for a few. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Send you back to 1. Let's then run. Oh no. What did I delete? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've deleted 5. Damn it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 170, 170. Time pass. No, I don't want an activity. Item count. Make sure I've got an and there. Right. Let's leave passenger present in this one so that I can control when it restarts. It's weird the way this thing works in terms of what unloads when. Hold on. I just noticed something. I don't think that's unloading the bottom barrel. Not that there's been an issue just yet, but it's about to become one. In theory. It looks like it's already taken back. Maybe it is working. That feels suspicious. Let's then force you into the load and then watch. Because I'm concerned this isn't actually going to unload all the empty barrels somehow. Let me force that to stop there for a minute. Let's run all the way up. I have a feeling it's just that 8, whatever number carriage, 12th carriage that isn't getting unloaded for barrels. Probably just didn't have any barrels in it. Yeah, I think it's the final 2 actually. I think it's both of these. So I think you be up there. There should be another pair of you there. Right. Central problem solved. That could have been quite bad. I was also getting lucky because there weren't enough barrels in the system yet to actually cause any issues. Again, weird the way this thing stacks up its... You know, I'm not bothering. It'll do what it wants. To be fair, 5,000 a second, it doesn't take long to saturate the system, so... Because it's, what, 5 seconds for a big thing? I don't know why I always end up doing nuclear for these. I just do. I just like doing it like that for some reason. To be fair though, I'm quite proud of how well this whole system functions. Because like this has been running for a long time. And it's obviously completely stable. Because I've not had any issues for like months. The only thing, the last issue I had was when I messed up the transfer system on this. Which caused all the trains to back up. But it didn't take long to fix. So I guess I should send you around. Have you finished doing all your loading and unloading? I'm going to assume yes. That includes the steel. Good. One of the issues I've now got is low density structures is going to be the limiting factor for quite a while. I'll have to see how many it makes, because I think it made almost the whole lot. I must say, this system, because of the way I've done this, the way the water's done here, rather than just doing something simple and taking it from here, is so much more complicated than anything else. I feel like I could have done these two for this. As you can see, I did that, obviously. Not. I'm just going to double check the low density structure to see how full it actually gets, because it should be about just under one short. It should be that. A handful should be in this one by the end of 170 seconds. See, this is where this system comes into its own. It allows these trains to stack up nicely. Did I do that on last stream where I rearranged this to make all the trains go through rather than come back? I can't remember. If it didn't, then I did. The basic reason is it massively improves the efficiency at which the trains can run through this. Because they were coming back out again, it was causing a massive blockage. Whereas this runs much more smoothly. I'd forgotten how scuffed all this, some of this stuff looked. Other than watching this, I don't think there's much left to do on it. What are we doing? 245. Which is slightly over what I was expecting, which is what I was expecting, if that makes sense. Because there's too much steel in the system, therefore I've got too many low density structures in the system, and therefore it works. That kind of logic. It does appear that it is the steel that is the issue. Not by much, though. Because I have a feeling it's going to be rocket control units that's always going to be the limiting factor on this system. I think I'm alright though, just leaving those conditions empty for a while and letting the system restabilize. Because like I said, because of the fact that I messed up the low density structures, this is now backed up weirdly. I don't think this is the... Like, this one I'm expecting to back up. Not this quickly, mind you. But this one I'm not. This I think is odd. I don't think this is going to be a limiting factor. God. Lag, 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 lag. What the hell just started moving that caused that? We're just going to find is everything is running. My own sanity. I'm going to switch that to speed modules. Because just looking at the numbers, it's 56,000 sulfuric acid a minute, and that was at 56,250, which is a little bit close for comfort. So that extra source brings up 65, which means it's at least over. because I think all these work, yeah, very much over the top. Cool. Right. That should get me my game speed back. Until I zoom out. So I think the thing I can use to tell which one's going to be the issue is whether or not that starts to drop. If it's still at 18k, when I come on, let's say tomorrow briefly, that's my issue point. But I'm happy. I think I found the bugs, at least the obvious bugs straight off the bat. So I think everything should work nicely now. This system is still completely overcomplicated, but I freaking love it. I think this works so well. Like, between that and this one, I think that system works brilliantly. It is so overcomplicated and so unnecessary. But I just kind of love it. Right. One thing I need to do is just make a track of that satellite count, just to make sure that I have got enough satellites. Oh god. It said 78, didn't it? This will take a minute before they get there, so that's fine. I almost thought I wasn't going to get out then. Right. 78. Satellite 78. Right. Right. I think I'm going to give up at that point. Keep an eye on that. And hopefully this system should now run. So, what the hell am I going to do next? Like I said, I'm going to leave this running for a while. I'll probably come back to it in like 2 and a bit weeks' time to give a bit of an update to it. And like I said, if I found any bottlenecks along the way, I will either talk through them or ignore them until I get to that point and fix them when I get there. Because I think 2 weeks should be enough to really see the system start to run. Should be enough to load up the white science, because that's a few days. Then it can get to the thingy, start the processing. Do I let it saturate? Do I stop it researching? No wait, I haven't finished yet. So I need to watch this go through 2 more. So do I put in a passenger present there to force it to stop? Not sure. Anyways, back to the original topic. What am I going to do next? So, I do have some other Factorio plans of things I want to do. Like, for example, I always wanted to try and build a base that was capable of running one of these at maximum speed. And do it kind of... I'm going to say vanilla. Yeah. Do I want to say vanilla, or should I say vanilla plus like I'm doing now? Because it's about, if memory serves, you can make about 15,000 science a minute, and again, that's a lot. That's like a lot. So I have a feeling I'd have massive performance issues again. I know... I can't remember who it was. I know somebody's done 20,000 science a minute and managed to keep 60 UPS. But that was with, like, highly optimized. And I suspect if you tried that again, because of all the performance improvements done to conveyors with multi-threading, and I'm sure there's been other optimizations along the way, you probably get higher than that now. So going 15,000 is still a very high number, and doing it normally with like all the normal inefficiencies you would have, I think you're probably better off vanilla plussing it. And again, I'm thinking it's the whistle stops that are probably the thing I'd keep, just because of the sheer throughput you can get on them. And I'd then plan around, and of course I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have the train system like I've got now. So that's one idea. I've always wanted to try and do it, but it's just, but yeah, I've never really managed to do it. The second one is, I can't remember who it was on YouTube. I'll probably find it in a minute. Where is it? That one. That's not what I wanted. That's still not what I wanted. How do I get you to take me to the... How do I get you to actually take me to the place where I can watch them? Your channel, I guess. It's part 28. What was his name? Nico. Basically claimed I didn't have enough trains. So I was like, 6,000 long trains then? So I guess I've now got to try and do a 6,000 train system. That's going to be interesting. Why did I agree to that? So that's another project. I'd probably also like to try some of the mod packs, because there are still some I haven't played, like Historia I've never played. I'd like to say Pyanodon and Thingy, whatever it's called. But that's just pain. I've tried it. I have tried it. I quite like it in some respects. It's just wow. It's an adventure. Let's just leave it at that. You're fine. One more. Yeah. Yeah, it's just bonkers. I used to really like the Die World one. And it's actually, that's wrong terminology. I still like Die World. It's just that it's not completed last time I tried it. I think he'd gotten pretty close to doing the main storyline, therefore all the unlocks you can go through. But I don't think he'd finished it, if memory serves. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But the reason I really like that and why I like Industrial Revolution is I quite like the idea of molten metal. And then transporting it in its molten form. And then kind of converting it into whatever you need at the final destination. Theoretically, in Industrial Revolution, you're always better off using the final items and transporting those. Because it's like 4 molten liquid, 1 final item. And so you'll always get more items in a cargo thing than you will in a fluid wagon. Although never, and I think that's always true, even if you go barrels. I have a feeling that's always true. So that's a potential one as well. Now the other option is, and probably the one I'll go with for now, is switch games for a bit. I'm thinking I'll go Stationeers for a little bit, because I'd like to look at playing Satisfactory, but as they're in the process of doing update 7, and I don't really want to play it in its beta form because it's going to be buggy. And if memory serves, there's a bunch of issues with the multiplayer, and I probably play it with a friend of mine. I'm going to leave that until it's ready and my friend is ready to play it. So, yeah, I'm thinking the next one will be Stationeers. Because I'm still determined to frickin' make an automated base. And I think every time I've done it up till now, I've gone too big, if that makes sense. Gone trying to make everything too complicated. And I need to tune it down and simplify it. Yeah. So I think that's where I'm going to go. Because I can definitely get it automated. But yeah, so I think that's what will happen. So I guess I'll start that on... I don't know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday this weekend. Because I've got family plans and I'm not sure which day that's happening. Because various reasons not discussing about. So yeah, I think I'll be back then. Pay attention to where that's at. Oh, the other thing is 78.85. So it's actually a slightly higher number. That might balance itself out because I don't know how full. These are quite full, so I guess there's a few extras in them. Probably about right, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to leave this running then. fine. Perfect. Right, let's return you back to your normal situation. Okay. Oh, it's not going to pass because of these. I'll take these out for now. Alright. I'll leave that running like that. That should be nice and happy. Oh, it's almost half filled one train. And I'm glad to see there's a nice good stack of stuff here, because that means all that's working nicely. This should be the final set of unloads, so I would say I've got more than enough trains stacked up, which is what I want. It's good to see. There's more than enough trains stacked up across here. This one apparently hasn't kicked off quite yet, so all these trains are still waiting. Cool. Anyways. So yeah. I think I'll start with Stationeers at the weekend then. Again, I play it very slightly modded. Basically, I just up the ore rate. Because 2 or 3 every time is just slow. So I up it. I might try a couple of mods in testing. Because I've always found before when I've used like increase ore mods on that, for some reason it stops spawning cobalt, so I then have to add another mod that allows me to get cobalt back, which is always a bit weird. So that happens. Yep. So that's where I'm going to go for then. I'll be back with Stationeers. I will be back with Factorio at some point with a different type of save. I think I'll go a pure mod next, and I'll come back with one of the big bases at some point. I've been playing this for like 2-3 months. Terrible at my months. Yeah, like 3 months solid. So I need a break. As much as I absolutely love Factorio, and it's the game I have got more hours in than any other, what am I up to? 1600. So, yeah. A lot. Right, I'm gonna go. I need to sort my washing out. I'm gonna run back to the base though, and let everything sort itself through. Right, have fun, and I'll be back at the weekend with Stationeers. Bye, bye.